So we're going to demonstrate in a few short videos pressure monitoring setup and tubing priming for arterial lines and CVP monitoring. So what we're going to start with here is we're going to start with changing out A-line tubing. So you get a patient from the ICU on a step down, they come over with an A-line, and today their tubing is due to be changed. So what Jeff has here is he's got everything he needs. He's got his 500cc bag of NS, he has his pressure bag, he's got pressure tubing, and then we have date labels, large tegaderm, and split gauze. As you can see, there's different ways to do this. He prefers to put the 500 NS bag in the pressure bag first. Whether you spike it or do this second, it doesn't matter. So he's going to go ahead and put this in. He's got it ready, and now he's going to do the tubing. So the pressure tubing comes with a lot of stuff we don't need. This is the same stuff the OR uses, anesthesia uses. So the first thing to do, and that's why it looks intimidating. So the first thing to do is to slim down what we need and what we don't need. And what he's also going to do before he starts doing this is the caps, which we'll need. He's going to tear the perforated bag. Okay. So when he's looking at this tubing, we have the spike, that's easy. We have the transducer area, and then we have a lot of extra tubing. And what we're going to keep is we're going to keep it from the first stopcock next to the transducer, and we're going to then keep this last part with the last stopcock and that entail. Everything on the in-between we're getting rid of. Okay. So he's going to connect it, and this is one of those tricks you learn by experience, is you really want to check all your connections, because none of them are tight. And as soon as you put this under pressure, they come apart and it will spray saline everywhere. Again, it's not detrimental, it's just very messy and surprising. So then he's going to spike the bag. And you really need to spike it fully so you get flush back, otherwise it's harder to prime. And this is where it feels awkward, and that's okay. No matter how many times you do it, it just becomes less awkward, but it stays awkward. I would suggest putting it in if you're right-handed, you're going to put this under your left arm with the bag upright, because the whole point to priming is to get the air out of it. And what you're going to do, left arm is going to pump the bag up and put pressure onto the saline with having the chamber upright. Again, we're working on getting the air out, while your right hand is going to do everything else. So as you can see, he's going to turn the stopcock off. And those white caps that the art line comes with, or the pressure tubing comes with, those are not dead enders. Those have holes in them. I don't know why it's designed like that, but it is. And so as he puts air in it and he feels like there's enough pressure, he's going to squeeze the butterfly clip, and you're going to see all the air start to come out. And you want to point that down into the trash or anywhere, or at your best friend, because you're going to see it come out and spray. And if there's enough pressure in the bag, it'll come out quickly. If you need more pressure, if it doesn't come out fast, you probably need more pressure. And you squeeze that butterfly clip and it'll come out.
Can I see the butterfly clip?
It's the fast flush.
Okay.
It's this right here. And you just squeeze that. And you get all the air out. And the first prime, this is the most complicated part, and the part where you make sure you get all the air bubbles out. When you're satisfied that you've got all your air out, then you do the next one, and then you prime the end of the line. And you've still got some air bubbles in here, they just released, so go ahead and clear your line again. The air bubbles aren't necessarily going to hurt your patient, but they're going to give you erroneous readings, and that's why getting the air out is important. Okay, that looks good, and then you're going to prime to the end. And then you can do whichever way you want. Jeff likes to put the yellow caps on. if you don't put them on first. You do need to change them out. The other thing to know is besides the yellow caps, if they drop on the floor or get dirty, the red caps also fit. So those are your alternative for when they get dirty, you need to change them out, or you can't find what you needed because you threw it in the trash. Okay, this is great. So he's got this all ready, it's all primed. And then the last two things we're gonna do to complete it is you're gonna label your line what it is, and this helps you if you end up with multiple pressure bags. So that comes in the bag, and in this case, because we're changing out the art line, we're gonna label it arterial. And then your tubing date is just like any other tubing. So your change date label is just like everything else we do, and that goes right there. And there you go. Now you are primed and you are set up to do any kind of pressure transducing that you need to do.